announcement is that we are in the middle of a special election for president-elect and international director. That election closes tonight at 11:59 p.m. So if you haven't voted yet, there is a link. I think everybody got an email blast with a link to a SurveyMonkey. You can cast your vote using that format. So that would be absolutely fantastic. Again, it closes tonight at 11:59 p.m. We'll be sending out an email blast tomorrow letting you know the winner of that election. And then the only other announcement that I have today is just to make sure that everybody goes into their account on the IRWA website to make sure that they are updating any of your personal contact information. Maybe your company's changed, maybe your phone number changed or your email address. And if we don't have the right contact information, we may be sending emails to a place you're never going to get. You're never going to get that email. Or headquarters might be wasting money on postage, sending something snail mail to an address that you're no longer at. So if we could make sure as a group to get that information updated, and if you happen to see others that aren't on today's meeting, you might just mention to them as well, hey, have you updated your information yet? I know I went in and updated mine, so mine is current. And with that, I think we will go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm assuming, Andrew, are you still there? Can you do the Pledge of Allegiance real quick? Or do we want, well, can everybody see the little flag picture here? Everybody can see that, right? Normally he brings it up as a, so everybody can see it as a standalone, but we will go ahead and Jesse, do you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, I'm standing. Allegiance to the flag, the United States of America.
And to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. And with that, we'll move right into our presentation for the day. We want to say special thanks to Cyndi, Whelpley, and Krista Chambers for joining us today to provide us with a presentation on the state of the IRWA. And I didn't get bios, unfortunately. So I'm going to let each of you just introduce yourself and your Region 7 function, and we'll just go from there. So Cyndi, I'm going to pass it to you, and thanks a bunch.
Awesome. All right. Hey, welcome, or hello, and welcome to Chapter 4 meeting. I am Cyndi Whelpley, SRWA. I'm your Region 7 Chair and member of Chapter 4. Krista and I are here to do the State of the Union presentation. I am currently with HDR. I've been in the right-of-way gig starting in San Diego in 1992, so you do the math. I am currently a project manager at HDR, also serve as secretary on the International Relocation Assistance Committee, serve on the International Ethics Committee, and involved with the International Public Agency Committee. My partner in crime is Krista. Krista, take it away.
I would totally love to be a partner in crime with Cyndi. We would have a lot of fun, I think. Yeah, welcome to Chapter 4 luncheon. So happy to be here. Krista Chambers, SRWA. I am the current Washington right-of-way real estate lead here at HDR, and also serve as your IRWA Region 7 Vice Chair, and also on the International Professional Education Committee on the Instructor Development team. We'll talk about that later. It's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, so super happy to be here. It's going to be a great day.
So we would be remiss. We've got actually a trio for serving for you here on Region 7. Me as the chair, Krista as vice chair, and we've also got Jesse Ray. Jesse, do you want to just pop in real quick and do a quick intro?
Hey, Jesse Ray here. I think you may have seen me already, but if you have not, I'm Jesse Ray, work with Contract Land Staff. I am your immediate Chapter 4 past president and current Region 7 secretary.
So the three of us are serving on the region, and I got to tell you, the first thing for State of the Union is what a freaking amazing chapter. All 4 of your region leaders are members here with Chapter 4. So kudos to the chapter for building, mentoring, and encouraging others to volunteer and lead. Let's see. Oop. Guys, you know what I'm doing? I'm clicking the arrow on the Zoom thing. Krista, I should have let you drive. Krista always drives. Whenever we're in the field, we go on road trips, she always drives because I will take us to Canada when we have to get to the airport. So anyway, hang on. I'm on the right screen now. I'm going to start driving. Here we go. All right. Just a reminder, guys, part of my role is to remind us of our purpose and our mission. Our RAWA's purpose is to improve people's quality of life through infrastructure development. And our mission is to empower professionals by elevating ethics, learning, and a standard of excellence within the global infrastructure real estate community. I wanted to kick off with some more good news on that fantastic infrastructure bill that's passed and passed in the House, 228 votes for yes, 206 for no. If you're not familiar with this bill, it's going to be funding projects to repair roads, bridges, and make some investments in public transit and airports. In Washington, we are getting $8.6 billion. It's less than 1% of that multi-trillion-dollar bill. But where we're going to be seeing that money funneled into is repairs on West Seattle Bridge. I understand Seattle DOT's estimated timeline there is mid next year for those repairs to be done. And I think it was like a 40-year lifetime what they're estimating on that bridge with the repairs that they're making. Let's see here. There's going to be $228 million going to the airport, $2.5 billion into our ferry system. Sound Transit's getting another $400 million in the pot. And then something that's new, they're here in Washington, they're going to be investing in a charging network for electric vehicles. I thought that was pretty exciting. I don't own one, but I thought that was interesting to see on the bill. The other thing I thought was interesting is that the term infrastructure, as we've known it historically, it's just for, not just for, but infrastructure was like transportation and transit. We're expanding that bill to include the social infrastructure, and I believe it's called human infrastructure. So just a tidbit. I thought that was pretty interesting that we're expanding it and taking care of our Americans. Again, I'm hitting the wrong blue arrow. All right, here we go. So let's go back to IRWA as an association. Financial update. Those of you that went to the education conference in San Antonio, like I did, IRWA surprisingly netted $30,000. It was a lower turnout than we're normally used to. And the big part of that was Jade Mead, our director at the time of marketing and events, events director. She just got promoted to director of marketing and events. She was able to negotiate with the hotels to save us some money on food and room requirements. So we netted $30,000. I think they're expecting a loss, so that was good news. And as an association, guys, we ended up in the black with $140,000 net income. So our association, the backbone for how we operate is based on what we call key measures. I'm showing you the overall chart as it comes to us, but I've dissected this down so we can read it a little bit better. So income and expense, again, like I said, our actuals. Can you guys see my arrow on the screen? So, okay, because as a pointer. So we netted $138,416, which for the elements that we had to deal with and the challenges, we call that a win. Our membership income, you can see here, guys, this is kind of this isn't really good news. In June 2019, we ended with a member count of about 8,300. It went down about 300 folks into 20, and that was just right in the first half of the year when we were experiencing pandemic protocols. And then we actually lost about 1,000 folks last year, guys. So the good news is we had budgeted for that and had budgeted we'd have members at 7,200. We came in at 7,000. So our finance committee saw the writing on the wall, took some moderate risks on the budget, and all of that compiled into our roughly $140,000 net income for the year. Let's talk about membership. As a region, guys, we come in, we have 620 as of the end of July. We'll have new numbers, I believe, in December, possibly February. But we ended the year with 620 members. I show you this because of the other regions. We're okay. The region 1 is the California, Nevada, Arizona area. Region 2 is like Oklahoma, Texas, some big regions. So we're not doing so bad as a region. Oops. And as in our region for chapter 4, you guys are killing it as always. We're a big chapter, chapter 4. We've got about 620 people or 620 folks in our region, and with 256 sitting in chapter 4. Just some random tidbits, guys. Nothing, no exam after this. Wanted to share our income. We did fairly well with our course income. We had budgeted 902. We came in at 580 though. That wasn't so good. But the good part is that you're seeing numbers that people are still taking classes regardless of the COVID situation. Krista and I think there might be another 1 or 2 other folks that teach, but Krista and I co-teach IRWA courses. We enjoy the virtual format, but we are really looking forward to doing in person to get that one-on-one with the human interaction part. We're liking that. So our average class size, this is as an association as a whole, guys. Our average class size is about 10 folks in a class, and we're trying to get to 14. So looking at this, the finance committee thought we would have a lot more folks taking classes. We didn't quite meet that, but it looks like, you know, we've got more folks taking online classes, obviously, than in person for obvious reasons because of the protocol. Credentialing as an association, you know, the pinnacle is that SRWA. We've got about 1,700 folks with the designation, with other than SRWA 1,400. Can't stress enough, if you've got your SRWA, look around the chapter and start mentoring folks and guiding them. We've got a great professional development chair, Charlene Mullis, and get in touch with her to help you map out pathways on getting folks to their SRWA. All right. Oh, I went backwards. Sorry, guys. All right. So then IGC update. This will be real quick, guys. It's just, we've only had one IGC. We met in person in San Diego, had some motions approved that don't really change the direction too much, but add some value to our membership. The investment committee has looked at ways to generate more revenue. And so as a council, we approved moving our investment strategy to 40-60 split. They're talking about moving that to an 80-20 split on investments in our portfolios between bonds and stocks. So if you have any insight to that or strong feelings, please hit up Jesse, Krista, or I, so we can talk to you about that. I'm leaning more towards staying in this realm right now because it's so new of a shift. I'm not real comfortable shifting all the way to 5th gear and going 80-20. So if you've got some insight on that, I would love to represent your voice for the region. The Council also approved purchasing 5 owls. These are portable audio visual devices. It looks like a tall Alexa speaker, and it's got different lenses and a giant microphone. So if we were in a room broadcasting virtually, the lenses would turn to whoever was speaking. And then it'd be just like this. Your face would be on the screen and the audience could hear you. So the International Governance Council, I refer to it as the council, approved purchase of those, and regions and chapters can use them. So if you have a webinar chapter meeting, you would go through our field operations director, Jamie Rose Tew, or you can connect with your chapter president, with Jesse, Krista, or myself. If you want to use them, the headquarters will mail it to you, and then they give you a return label, and you just put it right back in the box and ship it back to California. So one change that we did make is there used to be this process of pending memberships, where as we got applications for new members, they went and typed kind of a waiting area for the chapter to approve them. Well, some chapters didn't even understand there was a process. So as of September, I think there were 18 people in this waiting pool. None were in chapter 4. So high five, chapter 4, on staying on top of that. High five. But the council decided to wreck that part of the process. There's not going to be any more waiting period. So as far as the chapter having to wait to have a board meeting to approve membership applications. So what's going to happen is headquarters, when they receive the application, it'll go to the chapter. The chapter will have 30 days to say yay or nay. And then the member's application will be approved. Tiny change, but I think it can you imagine being a new member and waiting like 6 or 8 months to find out if you can join the club? It just wasn't professional, and it wasn't working. So I think that was a good change. The next motion is huge for the regions. Chapter 4 has always been supportive of donating to what we call the Region Travel Fund, because your region secretary's travel and attendance at, say, conference and forums wasn't covered. There was quite a bit of discussion on this motion, but at the end of the discussion, the council agreed to adding $2,500 a year to the region budgets. So now we've got $7,500 for travel to cover the secretary, which is huge, and something that I know Jim was working on, Dee Oakland was working on, Brad Thomas, your past region chairs. So finally, we had the opportunity to talk about it at September meeting, and we got a yes across the board. So super excited about that one. So I wanted to say thank you to Chapter 4 for supporting me as a secretary, supporting Krista as a secretary. You guys are incredibly generous with your funds, and it made it possible for the region secretary to travel, or at least to cover some of those expenses. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The only 2 more things that we did in September, we were pretty busy, made the decision to extend the timeline on the membership drive. Historically, October has been our membership month, and chapters were given $300 to spend in October to fund an event to recruit new members. Most of the time it was combined with a member appreciation type of an event. Jesse, as past president, you want to chat real quick about in case folks didn't hear about your celebration, but Chapter 4 has been kind of like the shining star on the membership drive. Every time we hear about the drive, headquarters is always talking about Chapter 4's amazing planning and foresight on getting new members. You want to talk about that, Jesse?
Yeah, I don't have this in front of me, and I cannot take the credit. We had a great, excellent membership chair. Was at Amber last year, who really pulled a lot of the weight. And gosh, I could probably go down the list of several other volunteers. But really, it was all the Chapter 4 board, not me, who did some planning, put together an excellent membership drive. Andrew Sorba, Diana, thank you, everybody. And we'll try it again in February. It's our plan.
Yep. Oh, good. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, Jesse, but as Chapter 4, Jesse was the face. And the other thing, guys, is that Jesse always never, ever, ever takes the credit for Chapter 4 as he was president. and always shares that with you guys. So you guys are, folks are talking about chapter 4, and Jesse is amazing at just giving the credit where credit's due. So kudos to the volunteers that made that membership drive happen. Here's the good news is that the membership drive doesn't necessarily have to happen in October now. It can happen anytime during the year, and chapters can apply for that $300 reimbursement for their event. It's a one-time event, but there's exciting things coming out there. I guess some people are doing bowling. I heard some of the regions might be doing axe throwing events of some sort, but it's a event to recruit others that may not have heard of IRWA. Other chapters are going out to the universities and doing a meet and greet with real estate based college degree type of programs. So there's that. And then the other that we did, and I'm going to tell you guys, I voted no on this one. I was the sole region representative, but they're going to start charging for course materials. Part of it, it was an operating cost. And I'll tell you why I voted no on this. Of course I lost. I was the only no vote. I don't think that we should be paying for materials, period. And I don't think we should be paying a premier cost for color copies of our materials. In the past, we've always received printed materials. And so if you hear anything out on the streets that I wasn't in support of this, I was in support of no cost. So you will see some information coming out of the council here in the next few months, because we're deciding on what that cost is going to be. But anyway, just a heads up, when you take a course, you'll have a option button to order the material in black and white or in color. But you can, as you register, you will always get a PDF copy that you can print and bind on your own. So that was the last motion and not my most popular one on the discussion agenda. So any questions so far, guys, on the motion, the stuff that was passed? Just sailing through here in the room here to make sure there aren't any hands up. Okay. Oh, one more, guys. They created a task force to develop policy and procedure on how to dissolve a chapter. The background on that is we've got a chapter in Mexico that isn't quite meeting the requirements. And so there's going to be a group of folks in Region 2, Region 4, Region 10, the International Secretary, Denise, and then the Advisory Council Liaison, Pat Petito, are going to get together and just map out how do we go about dissolving a chapter. We don't really have clear policy and procedures there. All right. This is our strategic plan for the association. Some things that we did at the council meeting in San Diego is we did all Friday, we broke out in groups and came up with brainstormed initiatives on how to reach these goals. What they want, of course, they want to grow membership, grow course attendance, increase the number of credentialed members, increase networking opportunities at the chapter, region, and international level, increase chapter leadership engagement. I think chapter 4 is seeing that right now with your special election. How do we mentor and grow future leaders? That's the big question, especially with folks retiring here shortly. And then as always, how do we increase member value engagement? I'm going to pass it over to Krista. Did you let them know that you serve as secretary on this committee at the beginning? I don't think you mentioned that. All right.
I did not get to mention that. Yeah, so last year, when I first came onto this committee, it was broke up only into 2 subcommittees, and so I served as the secretary on both of those subcommittees. It made for a very exciting year in terms of a lot going on. But the best part was being the common ground, besides Kristen, but the common person that was going back and forth between the 2 committees. So that part was really exciting. I got to see what both sides were doing, both credentialing and curriculum. So one of the pieces of the puzzle that was missing, though, was instructor development. So Cyndi, can you continue to drive since you're on that end, and we'll talk about the new 3. Yeah, perfect. So there's the three subcommittees we have on the IPEC now is the instructor development, the credentialing, and the curriculum. So each committee is now separate, and they are making amazing progress in each one of those, which so dividing them up was probably one of the best decisions that the committee made. So in terms of instructor development, I don't know if any, I was just going to quickly glance through how many instructors are here from chapter 4 on this, but if you didn't have an opportunity to see the virtual tips and tricks that we put out in October, as when I say we, when the subcommittees were split into 3, I am now part of the instructor development part of the committee. So, and I'm not on the curriculum and credentialing in terms of a role played in the committee, and we'll get to that too. But anyway, so there were some virtual tips and tricks that were put out in October. If you were an instructor and you attended those virtual tips and tricks, you got 4 continuing education credits towards your SRWA or your CLIMB certification credentialing. So that was an awesome opportunity for people to gain some tips and tricks on some of the virtual. There's quite a few virtual challenges when it comes to all of our courses being online. Cyndi and I experienced one just this last time. We do a co-teaching a lot together, and we co-taught 100. And one of the neatest tools we saw was a little camera that can actually, we can see the plan sheets with the camera. So Cyndi ran out and invested in one of those. So during our next 100 course, we'll be able to actually use that camera to do the, kind of engineering portion of that course. And so that virtual tips and tricks was all sorts of really amazing tips, tricks that us as virtual instructors are using, as well as some of the stuff, the feedback we've heard from the students in the class, the people who have come to take it. So it's awesome. So that being said, for instructors, there's a survey coming out this week that will, it's super short, it's actually one or two questions. Anyway, it's super short. It's just going to kind of lead us down the next training that we're going to have, and what you guys want to see as instructors in terms of anything else we can do on our end to bring that to you. So please, please, please fill out that survey. That will really help us do what you guys want and what you need on your end. So look forward to that survey. Everybody gets those IRWA emails. And again, like Diana mentioned, please go in and update your information. Make sure we have the latest and greatest so we can get a hold of you and you know what's going on. So super fun on the instructor development side. I'm extraordinarily excited about this in Cleveland, and everybody will be there, I'm sure. So in Cleveland, we are having 2 breakout sessions specific to specific to the professional education. So one of those is for instructors only. And that piece will probably have, according to Kristen Bennett, some mimosas. It's a 3-hour, so I'm super excited about that. That'll be great. That'll make the class so much. I think they should do that for all courses, actually. But anyway, so mimosas and a breakout 3-hour session for instructors. We're bringing all of the tricks and tips to the table, so that's going to be exciting. And then the other breakout session is for all members. Wherever you're at, if you're looking for your designation certification, whatever it is, you can come and be a part of what's going on in the IPEC right now. We'll include the instructor development piece, but also credentialing and curriculum. And we're going to touch on a couple of those in just a minute. But I get a lot of questions about when's the next climb. There is not going to be a climb held in Cleveland. This is only the CE hours for either instructors or members. You can get those CE hours when you come, and it can go towards your climb. However, there will not be an actual climb held in Cleveland. We are working with and Cyndi has gone to bat more times than I can count with the IGC, IEC meetings in terms of how important it is to have an additional climb, especially in our Region 7 here. We have some rural communities that truly need instructors because it's difficult for travel for all of us to get there. And so Cyndi's been an advocate for Chapter 4 as well as the region in terms of trying to get us a climb. So the biggest thing about it is, though, they want to make sure it's bringing the best value to the members. So, and that does take some time and some planning in terms of what did we do last time that we can improve and do better next time. So that's coming. Stay tuned. So I think that's it for instructor development. So talk a little bit about credentialing. This is a big one. So I have talked to quite a few people who have been in the IRWA for many, many years. And, you know, they've seen this, oh, we had the SRWA only, and then we went down these little paths of generalists and oil and gas and transportation specialties. And what happened is that there was such a small group of people that actually went out and got these little tiny designations outside of their SRWA, or in these specific designations as part of the SRWA. And what they want to do is revitalize that, and bringing that kind of the PhD of right-of-way thought process back to the SRWA. So we're going to be removing all of those pathways are going away. Transportation, generalist, oil and gas, and utilities, those are all going away. We have one designation again, the SRWA. The difference is we worked on it during the education conference, and they have, wow, what a, you want to talk about a session. Oh my goodness, that was 2 days of, I can't even believe how much we got accomplished in those 2 days. It was amazing. But so what we did was we revamped all the RWA, all the RWP, and the SRWA. And so you will not see that same path to credentialing that you see today. So that usually brings up a whole ton of other questions. So if you were part of the old SRWA, where you're still trying to get your SRWA and you have that little sunset window and you've got to get all your stuff in by December 21st, if you are not going to make that deadline, or you need some assistance making that deadline, please, please, please reach out to me or anyone on the IPEC, because on a case-by-case basis, we can look and see what how that maps out for you. As for the other pieces of the puzzle, the new credentialing path for the RWA, RWP, and SRWA will be rolled out in May of 2022. So one of the keys to this is, if you are trying to, you know, and we need to be encouraging everyone too, but as you're working towards your designation, the difference is we're going back to declaration. So you need to declare your candidacy. If you're going for your SRWA, you have to declare it. If you're going for your RWA, RWP, you have to declare that. And you're going to see this inundated in the social media, RWA emails. You're going to be bombarded with these, you know, emails. Hey, declare your candidacy. So make sure that between December and May, May, thank you. I said May, but I better double check that. That's December and May. But you'll see deadlines all over the place. Make sure you declare your candidacy for whatever you're going after. And they are making an exception to the cost to declare during this window. There won't be a fee, as far as I know. Oh Lord, don't hold me to that, but I don't believe there's a fee associated with the declaration portion. So if there is a fee, call Cyndi or Jesse, okay? Because I feel like, anyway, I don't think there is.
All right. Okay, we're going to the next slide.
Jesse, call Cyndi. Then I had this conversation. You know, so yeah, so there's that piece. So that's super exciting. I am so excited about the prestigious revitalization of the SRWA. That was absolutely so much fun, so difficult, so well thought out. I think it's going to be I feel it's going to be one of the most awesome improvements. I am proud of being part of this, for sure. So let's see, any questions? Okay, so yeah, so we'll move on to the curriculum part. So the curriculum subcommittee is responsible for revising courses, adding courses, and deleting courses. So right now that group is incredibly busy. They have revised already course 100, course 900, course 421, 502, and 604. All of those courses have been revised and are under the pilot program being instructed by the people who wrote those courses. So once that feedback from those courses they've all been taught, and feedback's all come back by the end of January. I just spoke with Amir to make sure I had the date right there. By the end of January, those should be finalized and full rollout to the membership, to the entire organization in February for those 5 classes. And what we're doing is 5 courses at a time. So in regards to the new courses that are actually under revision right now, we have course 200, 700, 800, the SRWA prep, that 3-day prep class and exam, and then also the Canadian version of that. And so that is, I can tell you from experience, Cyndi, Whelpley, Pat Thayer, Faith Roll, I think Faith's on the SRWA, and if I'm missing somebody, please forgive me. The amount of time and diligence it takes to revise these courses, I am so glad we're doing it. However, it's extraordinarily challenging. It's a time commitment you can't even imagine. And one of the things, one of the ideas that the committee had was, you know, as we're instructing these courses, being able to kind of implement our ideas and looking through the course material the way it is today. So we're all teaching the course the way it is. So in the revision piece, we'll be able to really bring the latest and greatest ideas to those. So super exciting, loving that. We're doing 5 courses at a time. Oh, you're okay, Cyndi. I just have to catch up on my own notes. Blah, 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 blah. Krista never stops talking. Okay. So I am, yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm super excited about it. Can anybody tell? I'm totally an IRWA nerd, straight out of the, I mean, straight up, I am. Anyway.
You are.
I know, right? You guys should be in a car ride with me when I'm telling the kids about the projects that I worked on. Oh yeah, that's totally a whole nother, yeah, you maybe don't want to be, I don't know. But anyhow, okay, so Region Vice Chair, that's me. Lucky enough to be a part of this in the region leadership. I'm so excited about it. The education piece, as you just heard, is extremely important to me. So I sent out an email with a spreadsheet on it to all the chapter education and professional development committee members. So specifically for chapter 4, I know I haven't really heard back from anybody at all. It's totally okay because there's a lot of information in that. So specific to you guys, would you please reach out to me individually so that we can work on that together? Chapter 4 it's kind of like my home chapter. So I have a little soft spot, but I love them all, but I'm a little soft spot here on chapter 4. And so I would love to work with chapter 4 on our needs, anything that we can do to bring classes to our members. And so one of the ideas was let's do it on a chapter level, a survey out to our members. What do we need? What do they want? What are they going for? What are their designations? And how can we put those courses together in a plan, whether it's this year, next year, and all the way through 2024. And in addition to that, and Cyndi, maybe you want to jump in on this, but the courses that are available, chapter 45 in Montana is one of the smaller, if not the smallest chapter we have. And Cyndi was integral in helping chapter 45, and Dylan Swanson was absolutely hands down amazing for jumping in on this opportunity. But Cyndi, do you want to tell them a little bit about what you did for those courses that you helped?
Yeah, we had an opportunity that we shared with chapter presidents to share with education chairs at the fall forum in Spokane in October. And what it was is that headquarters had laid out and done pretty much the logistic planning for scheduling different courses so that it didn't conflict, because I think that's the biggest challenge when chapters are scheduling these courses, is not to schedule it on top or within 2 weeks of that same course somewhere else in the association. So they did all the laying out and had them up online. We just encouraged our education chairs to go out there and grab them, and then all they have to do is market them, fill in the seats, and host that class. So Dylan took the challenge and got 6 classes for Montana on the calendar. So if you can imagine, Montana it's a big state, but there's some logistics there for people traveling. Can you imagine driving 4 hours one way to a one-day class? I mean, it just doesn't, yeah, Krista. So it's not attractive, but when you're forging through any professional development, something you do. So they're taking advantage. They're all virtual classes, guys. So I believe Tanya Johnson's on here. So high five, Tanya. She's got us roped. Krista and I will be teaching for a couple classes that are hosted by Chapter 4 as well. So Tanya accepted that challenge and got some classes on the calendar for you guys. So yeah.
Yes. And my challenge to Chapter 4 is let's hold a class a month. A class a month. I'm talking about for the next, like I would like to put a class a month on there for the next 3 years would be fantastic, but at least for the next year. So I know that's a challenge, but I'm excited about it. Help out in any way that I can. Cyndi's here, Jesse's here. We are your team to help you get through any of that. So I think that's all I had, Cyndi. Back to you.
So I know as a member starting out, even in the 90s, all the way through working through chapter leadership and now in the region leadership. For me, as a personal experience, it seems like there's just along the stream of communication, there's some pinch points or clogs or complete end caps. So Jake Farrell, our international president, has got some great ideas coming up to get the word out to our members as well as out to the public. I think we end up talking in amongst ourselves as an industry, and we need to start facing outward a little bit more intently to get the word out about who we are. There's a new IRWA video out posted. It's on our region website. Thank you, Jesse. I'm jumping down a couple notches here, but we, or notches, not notches. What am I saying? On the slide here. But Jesse built up a Region 7 Facebook page and helped with the region website as well. So we've got those vehicles to communicate with you, but on our region Facebook page, you'll find the new video, and it's who we are, and features your Krista Chambers and me, as well as other region chairs and vice chairs, about our personal take on what IRWA means to us. Jake Farrell also has a project coming up in January. So as a chapter, you guys might want to put together a task force or a committee to start planning this. But each chapter is going to take over the IRWA webpage, the headquarters webpage, and you'll be able to post projects in your area, highlight folks and your amazing volunteers. But you get the IRWA page for 24 hours. So they've got quite the following, and they've got the the magic behind the Facebook page as far as analytics to get the word out. So take advantage of that, start planning. If you guys don't know, I think there's only 6 Fridays left until Christmas, by the way, my favorite holiday. So shortly after that's when we'll have to be kicking off. So if you haven't already, guys, as a chapter, been planning for that Facebook takeover or haven't heard about it, more information's on the way, but just kind of start brainstorming some ideas. Social media, like I said, Jesse built our region Facebook page. There's not a lot of posts. Yes, yay, Jesse. High five, Jesse. But if you guys have posts or anything, just shoot that over to Jesse Ray so we can get that up on our page. Events, accomplishments, projects, field photos, anything like that, just to get information about what's going on in Chapter 4 would be great. And then if you guys haven't been on the website or have been on the website in the last 2 years, you'll notice that it hasn't been updated. We did, as a team, we made sure all the links are back on and information's out there, so that what the website is up to date for you guys. So take a spin at that. You'll find it at irwaregion7.org. So that's ways of all right. And then the education conferences are coming up, guys. So get to start those conversations with your supervisors and your companies. Education conferences this in 2022 is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. The Monday night event is usually the most, I think it's the best, it's the most fun. It's a fundraiser for the Right Away Foundation. And this time it's going to be the event. What the foundation does is it books out a venue, and we are going to be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we have the whole venue to ourselves. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. But the other good part about the conference is there's so many sessions, education sessions, of just a variety of topics that we encounter in the Right Away industry. So if you have can get employer support, man, jump on that, make plans. I think the bookings for the hotels usually come out end of November, early December. So look for your emails there. So with that, we are at the end of our presentation. Do we have any questions? Because we're coming up on a fun thing. No questions, no questions. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. So what I wanted to say is thank you, Chapter 4. Historically, you've been a strong chapter. You're incredibly supportive of your region leadership. And from the three of us, Krista, Jesse, and I, we say thank you so much for your support. But you all are winners, and I'm going to prove that. Give me 1 second here. I got to switch screens because I have, are you guys seeing my screen?
No, we only see you. That's okay, too.
Give me one. It's me, it's me, it's me. All right, give me 1 second. I just got to figure out how to make this a full screen. And then I'm going to share my screen.
Favorite part, IRWA swag.
Yes, so we
Back
got
from the
swag going.
Oh my gosh, I come back from the conference with I need like a carry-on for all the swag I get at the conference. I mean, I think I make like 3 laps around anyway. I won't give away my secrets, but I got some pretty cool stuff from every corporation.
All right, guys.
That's awesome. All right, see what's going on.
All right, so hopefully, so I got some swag from headquarters. I've got a cell phone wallet holder. I've got eyeglass wipes, and then I've got this book of Post-its with the IUA logo. And then this is the coolest thing. It's a carbide with the IW logo. So I'm gonna spin the wheel here.
Hey, Cyndi, your audio is getting kind of a little rough. I wonder if it's because you're sure. Can you maybe, I mean, I don't know if it would help to turn your video off while we're doing the drawing. I'm not sure, but never mind. We don't need it. Sarah, I saw Sarah Polly's name as the winner there. High five, Sarah.
Yep.
How many winners do we get, Cyndi? Jesse, woo!
Jesse. Oh, I've got 10. So guys, you don't have to be present to win on this one. How's that?
Thank you.
That work? Diana, did you want to say anything before? Do we have to close up here shortly? Did we overrun?
No, you didn't overrun. We're good. I just want to say thanks. Are you guys finished? I mean, if you need to
Yeah, this
up.
is it. This is the end of it. Yep. But I didn't want to, I thought maybe we had run over time at 12 o'clock. So this goes till 12:30. We have time to do the raffle real fast?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Okay. If you don't want to stay online, guys, and you guys know folks got to get back, you don't have to be present to win. I've already gotten your name out of the participant list, but I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel so we get our 10 folks. All right, so that was Jesse. All right, here we go. Next person.
Cyndi, I'm writing for you if you need me to.
Oh, I got it up here.
Okay,
I got it right here. Diana, this is not rigged, you guys. And Michelle. All right.
Hey, Michelle.
Almost Jamie. Almost Jamie. Dan man. Dan Benson.
Nice.
Tanya.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, sorry, Karen. Carrie. This is totally not me, I swear. I'm just clicking and clicking. And Melissa Mercado. All right. All right, I'm at 9. Are we on the same number, Krista? This is the 9th person.
Okay. Yep.
And Molly.
Molly.
Here's number 10.
Lucky number 10.
And Perry. All right.
Nice. So fun.
All right, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thanks
Appreciate it.
everyone. Thank you, Cyndi. Thank you, Krista. Great presentation. Remember, everyone, our next meeting will be, we're going to have our regular board meeting December, let me make sure I get the date right. Was that December 8th at 10 a.m. And then we will reconvene later that probably 4:30, between 4:30 and 5:30. That's yet to be announced, but for our holiday get together, which will be virtual this year. Same format that we did last year. We'll have different rooms we can go in and chat with people at different times. Kind of a fun setup, and we'll be giving away gift cards. So we look for everybody's participation, and then hopefully we can get back to some in-person stuff starting in January. So yay.
Hope so, yes.
So again, thanks for everything, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Diana.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Joel, if you're still
Hey,
here,
Diana,
it's
there's a chat. There's
it's our
a note.
normal meeting date. It'll be a different time though, so December 8th, and we'll be announcing the time later.
Yeah, that's what I said. So we're going to do the board meeting at the same time at 10, and then the holiday function later. Perfect. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks,
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.